Is Ole Klemetsen from Norway, who you remember we saw on ringside last December, stopping Steve Osborne in the first round. That was his third fight, his third win, and his third first-round KO. He's in the ring tonight against John Kaighin, who's a totally solid pro. He's packed 33 fights into 26 months. It doesn't matter who they are, where they are, he'll fight them. Let's join your commentary team. We'll be taking you through tonight's fistic action. They are the former world middleweight champion, Alan Minter, and Sky Sports' very own Ian Dark.
Yes, good evening, everybody, and terrific atmosphere around here, all dressed up in our finery, and so many celebrities around. Very special night for Lennox Lewis, Alan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable for him. You know, the man deserves it. You know, I spoke to him earlier on. He would sooner have fought and won the championship, but it's the next best thing. I think when he becomes champion, has the belt put around his waist, he'll defend against as many people as he wants and reign for a long time.
By the way, the news today is that Lennox has signed a big money deal with American television. We expect his first defence to be against Tony Tucker on April the 24th at Earl's Court in London. So keep watch for confirmation of that. Meanwhile, we've got a pretty good fight coming up now in the ring, and a man who's a bit of a sensation in his home country. He's about as big as Lennox Lewis or Frank Bruno in Norway. That's Ole Klemetsen, who is about to make a very dramatic entrance into the hall here at the Marriott Hotel. He's had 3 fights already, and he's won them all by first-round stoppage or knockout. And he'll come in, I think, in a Viking helmet with all sorts of paraphernalia going on around him. Emanuel Stewart, the famous American fight trainer. I think I've seen it all now, Alan. Look at this get-up he's wearing.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's all hype. It's all to try and put the opponent off. But one thing, as you say, he's got Emanuel Stewart in his corner. Emanuel Stewart, as we know, trains the great Tommy Hearns, and a very, very experienced and talented man. Just hope the fight is just the same.
Well, there he is, Ole Klemetsen from Stavanger in Norway. Works out of the Kronk Gym in Detroit, and Emanuel Stewart tells me that over there he's been handling all the top fighters in the gym in sparring. MC tonight, flown in from America, the famous Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the London Marriott Hotel here in the heart of the West End, where tonight Mr. Frank Maloney for Championship Enterprises, in association with Sky Sports, presents a gala evening of professional boxing to be highlighted by the presentation ceremony of the WBC Heavyweight Championship belt. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's get ready to rumble! This is the first bout of the evening, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. The man in charge of the action once the bell rings is referee Roy Francis. Introducing first, he's fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the blue and white striped trunks. His weight, 12 stone 5. He comes to us tonight from Swansea. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome John Kaighin. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the Kronk gold trunks with red and blue trim. His weight, 12 stone 8. Originally from Norway, but now fighting out of the Kronk Gym in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, USA. Let's welcome the Viking, Ole Klemetsen.
Well, he looks as if he's just about ready to fight a war. Never mind a boxing match, doesn't he? Ole Klemetsen with all those guys in Viking garb right there behind him. But he does come here with something of a reputation. I was talking to Emanuel Stewart earlier on, and he was saying, I think this fellow could become a white Muhammad Ali. Now, Manny Stewart is not the kind of man to go in for a lot of hype. He may be indulging in a little there. It's very, very early yet, but Klemetsen has been working with top men like Dennis Andries in the Kronk Gym, and by all accounts, handling himself very, very well indeed. Up here against John Kaighin, who is a really solid box-anywhere British pro. And he's on a bit of a roll. He's won 3 and he's drawn 1 of his last 4, but he's definitely cast very much as the opponent in this one. Referee is Roy Francis. Due to go 6 rounds, and watch for Klemetsen's big punching, and already trying to let the right hand go. If Kaighin gets to the 2nd round, he'll have done better than any of Klemetsen's opponents so far. But fair to say, Alan, that this Norwegian has not been seriously tested yet.
Well, he doesn't look bad at the start, Ian. The only thing is, he's got the amount. So he's got some great sparring partners to spar with, like Tommy Hearns and people like that. Probably more so than the Welshman. But as we know, the Welshman's a puncher. He's got a dangerous right hand. He's tending not to use it at the moment. He's just thrown one, but he looks hard, doesn't he?
Well, Kaighin is not the kind to be in awe of anybody when he gets into a boxing ring. He's got bags of guts and courage. And he says, I shouldn't be underestimated here. He doesn't think Klemetsen's fought anybody of any note so far. Not really found his timing yet, the Norwegian. He's missed an awful lot with some pretty wild-looking punches in the 1st round. But Kaighin having to cover up. Covering it up pretty well, though. Oh, that was a good-looking right, wound up to the body from Klemetsen.
Looks like Ian Klemetsen's got a little mark under the left thigh. It's a slight little bruise.
Kaighin again forced to cover up, but not many of those punches, in fairness to him, are actually getting through. Those two did. And he needs to get off those ropes, because he's a bit of a sitting target there, even with the gloves held high. And it might only need one to put him away. Because all the signs so far is that this Klemetsen is a vicious puncher. Kaighin bravely coming back himself. He's certainly at the stage of his career, Klemetsen, this early stage, where it doesn't do him too much good to keep on knocking people over in a round. He needs a few rounds of boxing behind him. Oh, and he gets him with a good right there, Kaighin.
Yeah, you can't underestimate Kaighin. He's on the ropes, taking a bit of a lot of punches on with the arms, but yeah, that was a nice round. It was a nice round by Klemetsen. He's looks the more experienced of the two. He boxes better. He's got faster hands. But see, you can't knock John Kaighin because he's a dangerous puncher, and you can't. Anyone that can punch, it's risky.
Well, Emmanuel Stewart in the corner giving the instructions to Klemetsen, who has heavy sponsorship over in Scandinavia, and they're very excited about him over there. They don't have many two top sportsmen and big names to get wound up about, and they think this fellow really could make a few headlines. He's got a long way to go yet. This is action from the 1st round, lining him up for size with the left and then looking to get in big rights, but Kaighin covered up in the main pretty well and wasn't hurt too badly. 2nd round here then, just to remind you, Ole Klemetsen, the Norwegian in the yellow shorts here. The famous yellow shorts indeed of the Kronk Gym. Kaighin's record doesn't sound too good. 10 wins, 19 defeats and 4 draws, but it doesn't really tell the story of some pretty solid performances. He's come back well, Kaighin, after losing the first, or 6 of the first 7 in his career. It's a little cautionary word for Kaighin from referee Roy Francis.
He's come back well, Ian, but the trouble is with Kaighin, he's just doing the same things all the time. He's boring his way in without going behind jabs or straight right hands. see Klemetsen now playing with him on the ropes.
Heavily outreached, of course, here, Kaighin. Might almost need a stepladder to get into punches into Klemetsen's head.
Oh, it's a good shot.
He got him with the right hand there. And just made Klemetsen think for a bit.
Yeah, it definitely wobbled Klemetsen.
No doubt about it, Kaighin is certainly still alive in this fight, and they're punching as the referee was talking to them, and Roy Francis wants to read them the riot act about that.
I mean, although Klemetsen's, I think, ahead on points, he's got to take it easy, because the thing is, this John Kaighin can punch, as we just saw him wobble.
Well, it's already the longest fight of Klemetsen's very brief professional career. Some of those right hands are beginning to find their target now, rather ominously, from Kaighin's point of view. Interestingly, Kaighin has only been stopped in 5 of his 33 contests, which shows a fair amount of resilience and durability. And he's still in there pitching at the moment. He's under fire for the most part, having to cover up, but just occasionally he's coming back and throwing leather, which is enough to keep the contest alive in the referee's eyes. Third round here then, Klemetsen in the yellow shorts, Kaighin in the blue and white stripes. Klemetsen's dominated without really seriously, Alan, yet threatening to put Kaighin away.
Yeah, he's you know, he's going forward. He's boxing well, this Klemetsen. You know, he's got some terrific punches, the uppercuts and the swings. And the swings are very, very difficult punches to see, because they come over the head, out of vision, and drop on your chin. But the Welshman is strong and very durable.
Kaighin coming back here quite strongly, and he's certainly giving this Norwegian, who's been pretty heavily hyped, quite an argument. Klemetsen digging in the left of the body. Kaighin again wanting a little time of respite on those ropes.
A lot of punches from Klemetsen on the arms, Ian. They're not getting through to John Kaighin.
He's under fire now, all right, Kaighin, and too many of these are getting through. He's looking tired as well now. He just walks away and turns his back, and the gloves have dropped down by his side, and now he's talking to Klemetsen in there, Kaighin. I just noticed Klemetsen then wink at somebody at ringside. I think it was the TV people from Scandinavia he was looking at when he did it. A little wink as if to say, I've got this under control, I think. He probably has too. Stefan Tankstad is among those working with the Scandinavian people, the former European heavyweight champion. And Klemetsen is complaining to the referee about holding inside from Kaighin. Kaighin has caused surprises in the past. He had quite a big win in 85 seconds against the former ABA champion Keith Inglis at the Royal Albert Hall a couple of years back. But then he lost the next 8. Well, that was a big round for Klemetsen, and he looks to have things pretty much under control now, Alan.
Yeah, I've just been looking at his record here, and he's got a fair record, you know. He boxed in the Olympics, but only as a light middleweight, so the experience and the talent is there. But with Kaighin, you can't knock him at all. He's dangerous, and when you get a man that can punch, you can't take liberties.
Now, I'm just wondering whether Kaighin is going to continue here. He doesn't look as if he is too happy about things. He was certainly under quite heavy assault in that last round. And whether we see any more action, no, we won't. It's all over.
That's it.
And Ole Klemetsen keeps up his unbeaten record. It was the furthest he's been taken, but it's still 100%. And they can carry on hyping him. John Kaighin gave him a decent argument for a little while, but that was it. He decided he'd had enough of it. And he obviously punches very hard indeed.
Yeah, he looks the part, doesn't he? You know, as I said earlier, Ian, he's with a great stable. He's got all the men around him to spar with, all the great champions, so he's learning a lot every day. And it looks to me that he could go on to greater things, if you like.
Ole Klemetsen, his dad was a pop singer. No wonder he has the glamour image. I hope he didn't sing in the Eurovision Song Contest. Don't think he did. Well, that'll please the legions of fans who would have been watching this back in Norway tonight, courtesy of our Scandinavian colleagues. He's had a couple of fights in Vegas already. He's based in the States.
Yeah. Well, he's based where it all happens, Ian, where he's got all the guys and all the hype. You know, he looks the part, doesn't he? He looks... he could go a long way.
Well, Michael Buffer just preparing to make the official announcement of Klemetsen's win here. 4 straight wins for him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Roy Francis officially retires John Kaighin at the end of the 3rd round. He's unable to continue. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, still undefeated, originally from Norway, now fighting out of Detroit, Michigan, the Viking Ole Klemetsen.
So the man from the oil town on the west coast of Norway.